Good afternoon, lads and lasses. What's going on? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little Manchester United roundup news video for you covering the main topics of the day. The main topic of the day is, of course, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We're going to get into it all in this show. Do us a favour at the start of this video. Smash us a like on it if you're just tuning in. And also, if you're on catch-up later, watching it back, get involved down in the comment section down below and get your thoughts and opinions about anything we've discussed. Guys, thank you everyone who's in here. Let me just give a few shout-outs. Verinder, Berber, Matty Bowman, Sports Fervor, Eddie, Jonathan Gallagher, Miss Gucci, Eddie O2, Aaron Walker, and everybody else. Thank you very much for joining us for the stream. Do get your thoughts in and out of the live chat as we go, because we want to hear from you lads and lasses. So, it's been obviously a bit of a, what's the word, tumultuous couple of weeks. Tumultuous night, in fact, because last night we weren't too sure what was going on in the club. There was crisis talks held. Would Ole Gunnar Solskjaer be given more time, or would he be sacked in the morning? This was the big question mark, and I personally felt like they would probably give him a little bit more time and see how he does in the Spurs game. And not necessarily because, you know, he's not deserving of the sack, in my opinion, just because there's actually no good candidate available right now. People keep saying Conte said, and we're going to go on about that later. But I think that's the main reason why the board has just gone right now at this moment in time, end of October. Got to give him a chance to see if he can turn it around, because there's not that perfect man ready and waiting to come in and do the job for the club, unfortunately, if you ask me. You know, some of the best candidates that were available are all, you know, they've all got jobs now. People like Nagelsmann. I mean, people going about Pochettino and this guy. But, I mean, I'm not interested in him. But still, you know, there's people that were supposed to be linked to the club in the past that the board have maybe had some interested in, and they're not really available right now. There's supposed to be a lot of friction in regards to Antonio Conte within the boardroom itself. Some people think that Antonio Conte would be a good fit. Others think that it's not the way to go. He's not the United way. So, I think that's played a big part in this decision for Manchester United to stick with him a little while. And by the way, you know, we're not exactly 100% on if they're going to sack him. They might sack him before the Spurs game still. We haven't exactly seen a statement from the club, but this is the situation at the moment, guys. So I'll just get you this latest update from Sky, and Fabrizio Romano here says, Manchester United internal talks, main part of board, Sir Alex Ferguson too, wants to give Solskjaer another chance to be in charge for the Tottenham game. Pressure is still high around Ole. No official talks with Antonio Conte, but he accept the job in the next days if he was offered it. So, you know, there's nothing here to say that it's been ruled out that his job is safe. I haven't seen a club statement saying that we're sticking with Ole through thick and thin yet. I think what they're doing is they're just biding the time a little bit here. They're waiting to see if Solskjaer possibly can turn it around, which is a big if, and probably won't happen in all honesty, because look at how the team is playing, look at how low the confidence is, and just look at the system and the tactics and everything. It's an absolute shit show. So it's very unlikely that he'll get the 4 games, or, you know, the Telegraph are reporting that he's been given 3 games. The Telegraph report that Manchester United board have decided to allow Solskjaer up until the international break, basically, to see if he can turn things around. And should he not be able to do so, then they will make a change over that international break period, is what is the understanding right now. Reported by the Telegraph, I should say. So, you know, if that is the case, if that is the situation, then, you know, he's going to get a little chance here to try and turn his fortunes around at Manchester United. I very much doubt that he's going to be able to do it, as I say, because of how we've played. Unless he goes and does something pretty miraculous and changes everything in the team, changes his system and his tactics and stop being so damn stubborn, he may be able to get some results. I would hope that we could dispatch of Spurs, but, you know, the City game is a horrible game. That's a tough game for anybody at any time. So, you know, to get the win in that one really would take some miracle. And then we got Atalanta, of course. So he might get these 3 games. He might be sacked off before the Spurs game. He might even be sacked off if we lose to Spurs in that game, or if we draw with Spurs, or if we don't get the win against Spurs. I could see him getting sacked after that game. So, you know, there's a lot of people who are Ollie out right now, and 90% of the fan base probably are. Fair play to you. You probably will get your wish soon. You just might have to wait a little bit longer. I think the reasons for it are pretty apparent, in my opinion, as in, they're not 100% sure who they want to give the new job to. And they just want to assess it think about it, see what happens over the next couple of weeks. That is my humble opinion. Antonio Conte is in line for the job. I believe they have spoken to Antonio Conte. They've spoken to his representatives. There's a big understanding that he would be keen on taking, the job at Manchester United if it was offered to him. So, he is the favourite right now to take the job. Zinedine Zidane, on the other hand, is understood to not have that much interest in coming back into management right now. But you just never know. So it seems like if we're going to get somebody in right now, the chances are, and the likeliness of it being, it's Conte. And as much as a lot of you guys want Conte because of his record in the Prem, coming in and winning the season, I believe in his first season with Chelsea in 2016, and of course the FA Cup the next season, and then doing what he did the last couple of seasons in Italy, you have to say, fair play, he's done a fucking good job. And he looks, his CV is exactly the sort of CV that we should be going for. The only problem with Antonio Conte is he's a negative defensive style manager, and that is not the United way. So, what are we doing here? Or are we going to try and stick to our ethics and our ethos and get the right manager in and maybe wait a little bit? Or are we going to just cut our nose off to spite our face, get a freaking defensive guy in, another Jose Mourinho Mark II, to get us short-term results? I don't want that. I'm going to be honest with you. I'd rather we wait a little bit until somebody that maybe is the right manager is available. We should be speaking to Zinedine Zidane, in all honesty. We should be trying to get him in, because out of the bunch of managers, he's an attack-minded manager who could get us playing with, a 4-3-3, a nice attacking style. We could win. We could be attacking and winning games. Hopefully, that is the idea. If he could do it in the English Premier League, which is a big if. It's not the same as Real Madrid. So, there you go. So that is the situation. The board, Sir Alex Ferguson, believe that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should get a little bit more time, and maybe just the Spurs game. That's what I think. We talked about this yesterday. We figured that he'd probably be given at least until the Spurs game because of who's available right now. So if he does lose the Spurs game, I imagine he'll get sacked that day or the day after. I really do. But if he wins that game, like I say, he'll be given the City game. If he wins that game, he'll continue to go on. And he might even, regardless of the fucking results, get given until the international break anyway. And that's when there's a break in, the season for a couple of weeks there from the 6th to the 20th of November, where they can get all that stuff done and get somebody else in. And, so they're, in my opinion, they're in no rush to get rid of Solskjaer, rightly or wrongly, whether you think that's right or not. They're weighing things up right now. That seems to be the situation. Guys, we got a super chat from Zayn Miassi. Thank you very much, Zayn Miassi, for getting in here with your super sticker, my friend. Can we get some soul emojis in there for Zayn? I appreciate that. There's over 100 of you legends in here right now. Do smash the like and get involved with your thoughts and opinions. I always do a big Q&A at the end of these streams as well to get as many questions and stuff answered. Obviously, I want to cover the news a bit at the start. But do get your thoughts and opinions in with this awesome community. And, yeah, bye Ollie, says ZX Flames. There's a good chance that he'll be going soon. Just because, this is the current situation. So if we have a look at this, as I say, Fergie, it seems, is wanting to give him more time. He seems to be a big proponent of Ollie, or certainly the situation right now, probably against somebody like Conte, maybe coming into the club also, even though the record that he has is good. The pressure is obviously going to be massive on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to perform this next game. So can he handle the pressure? Can he do it? Would he even get that opportunity? As I say, just because the news at the moment is that Sir Alex and the board at the moment are understood to have backed on it, doesn't mean that they won't sack him. You know what I mean? They might sack him sometime soon. Griffo Chaz, mate, thank you for getting in here with your comments. There are different ways of playing defensive football, though. Tuchel plays a 5 at the back, won the Champions League, and tops the league with it at Chelsea. Yeah, I mean, that's it. We were saying this yesterday in regards to the fact that it is a results industry. And even if you're George Graham, Arsenal 1-0 at every single fucking game, how can anybody really moan at that if you're winning the games, if you're getting the points, if you're picking up the trophies, if you're winning the titles and getting the Champions League? Like you say, that's the biggest thing that counts. Nobody wants to play amazing Barcelona-style football and get trounced 6-0 every single fucking week. That's not what it's about. Or 6-3 or 4 or whatever, that would be realistic. I'm just saying it's not the way to go either. It is a results industry. But you know what? This is Manchester United, for fuck's sake. We do have a history and a heritage and an ethos and a way of playing that, okay, we're not playing well at the moment, but we should have a certain way of playing, which is to play attacking, entertaining football and entertain the masses. That is United. Now, primarily, results have to come first, but you can do both. You can do both. So you can either go attacking or you can go defensive, but you can do both and get the results. Look at, I hate to hark back to it, but the likes of Pep and Klopp at City and Liverpool, that's what I'm talking about. There's nothing defensive about those teams. They're attacking sides. Their intent is to score goals and rip teams open and outplay teams. And that is exactly the same mentality we should be having as a football club. We shouldn't be having a manager, in my opinion, who is more of a defensive style manager, who's more of a Jose Mourinho type melt. I don't really believe that is the best course of action, in my humble opinion. I think if you want to really treat this as a proper, project and get behind it, you've got to be patient and wait until somebody's available who maybe is that style. People talk about Ten Hag over at Ajax. Now, out of all of the options, if Zidane's off the table, he would be the one because of his attacking style, not because of his name or because of his reputation, really. I mean, he's done good stuff there, obviously, with Ajax, they're having a really good start to the season, the Champions League, etc. But my goodness me, it's not a big name for a huge club like Manchester United, so nobody's perfect right now. You want Sir Alex in, says Hassan TV. Well, that would do the business. Hey, Horatio Fartknocker, thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. And everybody else, if you're new, hit that subscribe button, smash the old like on the video, and get involved with your thoughts and opinions. I really do appreciate you all stopping by. So, it seems like Solskjaer has been, temporarily backed by the club anyway, guys. Are you happy about this? I know a lot of you are not happy about this. Yeah, Robbie Hilditch, if he is going to be in charge for the Spurs game, right, he has to win. He has to be prepared to change his selection and his style and his formation, I think would be a good one. Imagine if he just set up against Spurs. We worked all week in training and we set up against Spurs with a meaty 4-3-3 formation, and he dropped Slabby Maguire just for a statement. And hopefully, I don't know, Varane might be back. Hopefully, maybe not. But if we could go with Bailly and Varane, I mean, Bailly signed up a new contract in the summer, for Pete's sake. You know what I'm saying? What's the point of giving this guy a big new contract if he's not going to be played ever? If we're going to play a half-fit Slabbington Maguire or an unfit Slabbington Maguire, which in my opinion is unfit to bloody wear the captain's armband of the shirt at the moment. I think the best thing you could do for Slabby, really, is drop him, because he's having an absolute nightmare and cannot live up to the captain's armband. Take it off of him, give it to Ronaldo, just say you're too shit at the moment, Slabby, so you're not playing regardless of being captain, and then the captaincy's off from someone else, and then you just take it off him in a few weeks' time, soften the blow. That's obviously what you got to do, because Captain Slabby is not a Manchester United captain, so Solskjaer's going to have to do this. He's going to have to make the necessary changes. Otherwise, like I say, even if we beat Spurs with the same shit style, even if we beat them, it's like everyone's just going to say, and myself included, he's not fucking changing anything. He's not prepared to change. He's not listening. He's not actually understanding what's the problems that he's being faced. People like Fred and McTominay in that 4-2-3-1 system are not good enough players to do what is being asked of him in that system. So, he needs to mix it up. He needs to change the style. He needs to change the tactics, the formation. We can't be so gung-ho, leaving ourselves so much space and open on the flanks. We've got to be a lot better. We have to be more rigid, a little bit more pragmatic. Yes, United are an attacking team, and we should be, but you don't have to be leaving yourself so vulnerable. We can play a new style. We can play a more rigid style, be compact at the back, but at the same time, you've got great attacking talents. You can split the team up into two phases, a defensive phase and an attacking phase. You don't have to have them all fucking, there's different ways you can go about it with our players. You can make it a lot harder for the opposition to find space in behind and getting down the wings. Of course you can, by not committing forward your wing back so much, by maybe having a 3 in midfield rather than 2, and Bruno maybe having a job actually coming back and, not being quite so gung-ho, being a bit more disciplined. And, you could actually, it can make your life a lot easier. You could see the change overnight, in my opinion, if he's prepared to play a 4-3-3. You've got options there. You could play Rashford on the left. You've got, obviously, Ronaldo. You've got Sancho on the right. He could come in there and do something pretty exceptional by being bold with that midfield 3 in a 4-3-3. You've got Matic in there. You've got maybe you could have Bruno Fernandes, of course, and some sort of combination of maybe Pogba. But Pogba's been a bit shit at the moment and got sent off, obviously. So I'm thinking, maybe Donny van der Beek. Why can't we give Donny van der Beek an option? Those 3 ball players in the middle of the park there, they would absolutely pass most oppositions off the pitch, wouldn't they? Those 3 pass masters in midfield would be excellent. Matic hasn't got the legs anymore. I get that. He's older, but he's still a much better defensive option than most of the other twats we've got. Donny doesn't get the love. Donny doesn't get the opportunities, but Donny's probably better than all the other twats that we've been selecting in midfield, to be honest. McTominay was useless the other day against Liverpool. Fred, okay, as much as he's decent, he's bang average when it comes to, actual passing and stuff like that. So, Solskjaer, all I'm saying is, look, this is just my opinion. Nobody else, everybody's got a different opinion. But I'm just saying Solskjaer needs to change it. It's no good going in there with a 4-2-3-1 with Fred and McTominay in the centre of the pitch and Maguire and Lindelof starting at centre-backs. If he does that, it's like it doesn't matter if he wins that Spurs game, in all honesty. It doesn't really matter because it's just going to prove that he's unwilling to change even more. So as far as I'm concerned, it's not even about the result against Spurs so much. Yeah, we have to get the win. But I want to see some change. I want to see some difference from this Manchester United mentality in the way we're going about and the approach and the tactics. And also I want to see the players super committed. I want to see the coaches and Ollie get the best out of these players, motivate them. They're coming up against Spurs. It's a crunch game here. Fucking motivate them. Let's see the best Manchester United. Let's see the most riled up Manchester United players possible. So, if he is going to have the job here when it comes to the weekend, he's got to get this team performing. He's got to get a change as well in the side. You're fed up of Donny, says Jonathan Gallagher. I don't really know how anybody can be fed up of Donny, because Donny hasn't even had a chance, Jonathan Gallagher, really, mate. A couple of games, one game against, was it Young Boys, the first half? He was probably the best player on the pitch. He got subbed off at half-time. Wasn't a good performance for him, anybody, but he passed it around. He didn't really put a foot wrong. Got subbed off, didn't really see him again. Don't understand it. It's bizarre from Solskjaer. It is bizarre from Solskjaer. I could understand it if, imagine if we had all the other midfielders in the team, Pogba and Matic and Fred and McTominay, those guys are bossing it. Donny can't get a look in. That's just how it goes. You've got a formed team on the go. Never change a winning team. But this isn't that scenario. The scenario Solskjaer has is his formation, his style, his team, his selections with those players in. Those players are not performing in that system, and yet he still selects them and doesn't give Donny a chance. So, look, I actually don't think he's going to select Donny again until he's gone in January. I think Donny goes in Jan. He's just got a new agent, apparently. And, he might be going in January, but I definitely think that he should be given a chance, because you look at all the other midfielders that we've put in there, and they've not performed, and maybe it's down to the system. I think that is a big problem too. The system is a shitter for this midfield. Fred and McTominay are not the baller players that you need to make this work in this system. You need to have more protection at the back from them, be a bit more compact and not commit so much forward and, in certain areas, of course, and leave us exposed where they have to then stretch and get moved out of their positions and leave space in all other areas. And that's how we get completely mixed up. The problem with United is we're just all over the place. I don't know if you saw Ronaldo's expression. There was a little video of him reacting. I don't know if it was about what it was about, whether it's about Solskjaer's tactics or whatever. There's a little video. It's a clip. And it was after the game, and he's going like this. He's like going just like that for a second. I don't know what that's all about. But like saying, it's all confusing. Like we're going in this direction, that direction. He's going like this. He's like, that's fucking what Manchester United are doing right now. And we need to get some actual style and play to us and ability to, to be effective with an attacking style. But also, don't make no mistake. An attacking style needs to have a defensive base. You need to be good and solid at the back. It's no good if you can score goals, if you're shipping goals galore like we did in the last game. I mean, people need to step the fuck up. Slabby Maguire, Victor Dwindloff, Luke Shaw. What's happened to Luke Shaw this season, in all honesty? Listen, I know the system and the formation and everything is not working. That's obviously clear, but still, some of these guys are doing fundamentals very wrong and very badly and just seem like they're trying to get the manager sacked, in all honesty. So, look, I don't know what's going on. Man United need to get back on track. They have seemed to have stuck with Solskjaer until the Spurs game, unless they don't, which we'll find out about soon, if they don't. So, Jonathan Gallagher says, Pig, Donny can't get in the Dutch team. Yeah, but do you know why that is, Jonathan Gallagher? It's because he's not playing. Listen, you can't expect to get in your national team. You're not playing any games, dude. It doesn't matter who you are. Unless you're, a real star playing for a much smaller national team. But Donny's not playing any games. How can he really be getting in the Dutch team? If he was playing for Manchester United, I bet you he'd be in that Dutch team, mate. If he was playing regularly and had done last season. Thank you, United Brindum. I appreciate you guys. So, yeah, we've got a few more things to get into, guys. But I appreciate you all getting in here. I can see there's a lot of you. Michael Matton, what's going on? Thank you, United. Brendan says Pig in. Ollie staying for now. Shiv Voti Barman. I mean, this is it. A lot of the rival fans, like I'm guessing you're a rival fan there, Shiv Jyoti Barman. I mean, I guess you are. This is the situation. Rival fans are happy that Manchester United have Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the wheel because he's not a big name manager with a big proven record of winning, and he's fucking shit in the bed at the moment, guys. That's the truth of the situation. So that is a sad state of affairs. And whichever way you look at it, Ole's not done a good job this season, regardless of the last couple of seasons being pretty good. He's not had a good job this season. And so the pressure's on. I'm surprised. In a way, I'm surprised I woke up today and he wasn't sacked. I was 50-50. But yesterday, like I did say to you guys, I think he'll be given the time to the Spurs game. There was a part of me that was expecting to see Ole sacked when I woke up. So they seem to have put a little bit of a vote of confidence in for the time being. There's talk from the Telegraph that the board have basically said he'll get 3 games until the international break, which is November 6th to the 20th. So up until then, we've obviously got 3 games against, Chelsea, Atalanta and City. 3 really big games. Sorry, no, not Chelsea. Tottenham, Atalanta and City. We've got Chelsea after the international break. Tottenham next, Atalanta and City. That's the ones, yeah. So it's fucking gash. Those are tough games. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to have to get his act together. The players are going to have to get their acts together, but he's going to have to get them performing in a different system as well. This is what we need to see, guys, as I say. We need to see change. Malp says, get the Italian geezer in for crying out loud. The guy is a winner. United are a shambles, says Malps. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I guess what you're saying, short-term success. If that's what you want, fine. And that is maybe what he could bring you. It's not a guarantee, by the way. It's maybe what he could bring you. But it's away from our ethics and style. It's very similar to, after Louis. It's exactly like after Louis, to be fair, when we're going to get Jose Mourinho. That's what it feels like to me. If you get Conte in, it's another Jose. Apart from he probably won't get you as much in that, in the first season as Jose, in my humble opinion. He did show that in the first season in the Prem with Chelsea that he could come in and get instant success. So fair enough, maybe I'm wrong. But the stylistically, I don't like him. For a season, for a season or 2, could I live with Antonio Conte being the manager? I could, but I don't really want him being the manager going forward long term because that means a defensive negative style, in my opinion. Overall, still, if you win games, what do you care? I suppose is what you're going to argue. But I do care because I want United to win games and be an attacking force like United fucking should be. Okay then. Yeah, Bell691 says 3 games to kill the season. Fair enough. A lot of people are going to say that. So right now, this is the situation, right? We're 8 points behind Chelsea, who are top of the league, who are looking much more solid, much better than us. They've got a goal difference of plus 20. We've got a goal difference of fucking 1. So that's how much better they are than us this season. 8 points ahead. After 9 games, isn't it? 9 games, already 8 points ahead with a better goal difference of 19 goals. So that goes to tell you the story of Manchester United at the moment. We're not doing well enough. And if we're not careful, like you say, 3 games to kill the season. If we don't get the win against Spurs and we don't get the win against City, then the season's over in terms of a title challenge. So you're absolutely right, Bell. Either there's 2 ways of looking at it. You give a bit of faith, which seems to be what they've done and what Sir Alex has wanted and what the board have wanted it, which is to give him a bit of faith and hope that he can turn it around. Or it's make the change now. Sack him off now. If you really don't think he's the man to take you to the next level and win your trophies and challenge for the title this season, then why would you let him oversee these next few games to lose you more points and take the team further in the wrong direction? And so you should make the change. So I know what you're saying there, Bell. I get you. I hear you. I get you. But I'm just saying this. Solskjaer, in my opinion, for what he did last season and for what he did the season before, and it's a big shame that he lost that Europa League final because we might not be having this conversation to the same degree if he had won it. But, because of that, he deserves the Spurs game. I said this yesterday, and a lot of people obviously disagree. That's fine. I think he does deserve the Spurs game. If he wins the Spurs game, he deserves the City game. If he loses or draws in the Spurs game, I would say Ole out. I would say sack him because you can't be 11 points off the lead right now and then sitting in mid-table like 10th with the squad that we've got and the money we've invested in the time and the time that he's had. So it's definitive after the Spurs if we don't get the win against Spurs. And by the way, the pressure's going to be on every single game for the lad. He needs to get that win against City too and against Atalanta. Thank you for subscribing, Joey Rose, Family Fishing and the Mighty Reds. Nice one. Thank you very much for getting in there. Appreciate you subscribing. Yeah, if you're new, hit the subscribe button there. and get yourself involved in the live chat. You only need to be subbed for 1 minute to have your say and to chat. So I'm just going to put this over here anyway, so you can see the live chat as well. Put that in the corner. So I just need to get back into the news here, lads and lasses. We will get into the live chat and have a proper bit of a Q&A and stuff shortly. But so as I say, the Telegraph reporting that United are going to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 3 games, but Antonio Conte's pretty much essentially, could be lined up. There's talks there. Obviously, the PR team from Conte is putting in overtime. And there seems to be a lot of different little bits coming out. Oh, Antonio Conte would be keen on the job at Manchester United. All these bits of information coming out in the news. So, and it's understood United have made some contact with Conte's reps, but then other sources reporting that is not the case in terms of anything official. So, obviously, they seem to be backing Solskjaer for a few games here. Right, okay, so internal talks, main part of the board. So Alex wants to give Solskjaer another chance to be in charge for the Tottenham game. Solskjaer is being allowed to be, this is from ESPN, Solskjaer is being allowed to continue as Man United manager, but has been told his job is very much under threat. He has been told his fate is almost certain to be sealed during the international break unless he oversees positive results against Tottenham, Atalanta and City. So ESP reporting this, and that sounds about right to me. I think that if they really have to make the chop, they'll definitely do it just after or just before the international break, or just at the start of it, essentially, if they're going to make the change. It's a good time to do it, in all honesty. It gives a chance to just a new manager to come in and settle in the city for a week and get familiar with his surroundings, and then the players come back from international duty and it's get to work time. But that's if Solskjaer cannot do the job, because if he wins those 3 games, that'll be his job probably safe for the international break. I think so. I think it will be his job safe for the international break. How could they couldn't sack him if he wins the next 3 games, in all honesty. So he's fighting for his job here. He's got the chance to save his job. If he wins the next 3 and then we go off on international break, he will remain manager, I believe, in my loins, until the end of the international break, until it comes back, and we'll have to see how he gets on after that, because there's some big games after that, like Watford and Chelsea and stuff. So, man, he's got his work out for him. But yeah, I don't think they would sack him if he won 3 games in a row now. He's going to get the chance to play Spurs. If he gets 3 points there, it's good. If he gets 3 points against City, I mean, that's amazing. So that would get us back on track. It wouldn't actually get us back on track because, as I say, Chelsea are 8 points ahead of us now. And we've played the same amount of games. And by then, obviously, we'd have played the same amount of games, and they could be many more points ahead of, well, not, if we win those games, but they still could be 8 points ahead of us, essentially. So, yeah, we would still be far behind because of the slip up that we've had. So it's not even that good. Honestly, it's not even that good. We just need to beat them, though. We absolutely had to beat the likes of Aston Villa and the likes of Southampton and these gash teams, but we didn't. That's the big problem here. That's why we're in the position we're in, because we slipped up against teams we shouldn't be, and now, when you're coming in against the big games, you have to win them. So Solskjaer's pretty screwed, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. Solskjaer is screwed. He's not going to win the Spurs game, the City game, the Atalanta game, is he? Is he? Let's be honest. He's not. The team is not playing that great. It's looking ropey. I'd be very surprised if he has an ultimate change of tactics and system. The only thing that I would say that helps us is that these are big games. And in the last couple of seasons, in the big games, he's changed his tactics. He's played a different way. We've played sometimes 3 at the back and stuff like that against the likes of City, some of the big games, and maybe he will do that again against City, possibly, to try and get a win on the counter. That could be effective against Manchester City. That's all you can really do against Manchester City, I suppose, and so he might do that, and that might actually help us at this moment in time, because the current system, the 4-2-3-1, and what we're doing right now is fucking shite. But we have seen that 3 at the back system work for Solskjaer in big games over the last couple of years, but he just hasn't done it for a good while. Okay. And then Atalanta, I mean, it's definitely a massively winnable game, which we should be winning. So I don't fancy him winning those games. I'm going to ask you then, guys. I'll ask the live chat now. So those 3 games are coming up: Atalanta, Manchester City, and, of course, Tottenham next. So how many wins do we get out of those 3 games? There's 1 Champions League game and 2 Prem games. How many wins do we get out of those 3 games? Let me know. I'm going to actually say 2, if he's still the manager by then, because he might get sacked before or after the Spurs game. Who really knows? You know, they might sack him off after the Spurs game if he doesn't get a result. So that's all I'm saying. But I think he could get 2 wins. I think we could probably win against Spurs. I think we should win against Atalanta. But we could easily draw against Spurs. We could easily lose against, you know, you just don't know with the way we've been playing. We could lose against anybody right now, it feels like. So there's not very much confidence going into these games at all. We could lose against pretty much fucking anybody. So I think that what Solskjaer needs to do is just ride it out and hope for a fucking miracle, basically. That's all he can do. If he's still going to be the manager and the board has actually still backed him, he's got to fight for his job and win and just, you know, prove everybody wrong to a degree with these next 3 fixtures, because none of us has said 3 wins. He needs the 3 wins to keep his job for the international break, I think. So that's what he's going to have to do in order to do it. So there you go. Right, okay, so there you go. That's from ESPN. Solskjaer being allowed to continue as manager's been told his job's very much under threat, though. Simon Stone reporting of the BBC that it does seem increasingly likely that Solskjaer will remain in charge for Man United's game against Tottenham on Saturday. And also Fabrizio Romano says that Sir Alex Ferguson, Woodward and Richard Arnold are supportive of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer continuing as Man United manager, though the final decision rests with Joel Glazer. This is some reports that have come out as well. So it's all up in the air right now. They are a bit undecided. As I say, the main reason he's still here is because there's not a perfect candidate to come in and slot in and do the job right now who's available. That is the truth of the situation, I think. Otherwise, they'd have probably swung the axe. So it's just circumstance right now and who's available that is keeping Solskjaer's job, in my opinion. Because, you know, the crisis talks are there. We know how bad this situation is. We just lost 5-0 to the Scousers, guys. We know how shite this situation is. So, you know, of course, I think he probably would have been sacked if there was somebody ready and waiting to come in. Rob Dawson of ESPN says the ideal scenario for Man United is for Solskjaer to win the next 3 games. But if there's another loss, the time afforded by the decision to keep him this week will enable a plan to be drawn up in the event of a change being necessary. So essentially, yes. 3 games, 3 chances to win. You need to win all 3 or you're gone. So I think most of you guys are going to get your wish by the international break. All the Ollie outers, fair play to you, you'll definitely get your wish by the international break. I still hope that he wins those 3 games because I love Ollie and I hope that he can do the job. And still the last 2 seasons he's done okay, finishing 2nd and 3rd. Unfortunately for him and unfortunately for us and unfortunately for United, he's fucking started this season like a calamitous mess of a manager. And I'm not... you know, I'm happy to admit that with his stubbornness and his inability to change and his selections that he keeps making every single time, not playing Donny, not playing Sancho when he should as well and has the opportunity to, and the system, the tactics. Trust me, I'm just as pissed off as anybody, and I want just as much what's best for this club as anybody as well, trust me. But the dream scenario is he wins the next 3 games and turns it around. What a comeback. You know, the comeback king, the ultimate comeback king, clutch Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know, and then after international break, we come back and smash Watford and Chelsea. That's the dream. But it's not a realistic dream, guys. I know that. Realistically, we falter, he stutters over the next 3 games. We probably, if we're lucky, maybe pick up, 4 to 6 points in those games. And he gets sacked at the start of the international break. That is my prediction. That's my prediction, guys. They call me Mystic Pig because I predict these things. 3 people died making this Salad Girl packet watch. So what do you guys think about it? Do you agree? Do you disagree? When do you think Solskjaer's going to get the boot? Let's just have this conversation right now. So some of you thought it was going to be this morning. Is it going to be after the Spurs game? Is it going to be after the City game? Is it going to be after... I think it's going to be after the... Yeah, I think it'll be at the start of the international break, guys. I'm going to be honest. It'll be another shitty season, says Mitesh L. Oh my goodness, it's so fucking frustrating, man. We should be up there challenging. You know, this is the thing. And the problem is we don't get a new manager in there. You know, the rot may be setting in even harder, and it's like we could just completely ruin our season over the next, month or so. Completely ruin it over the next month or so if he's definitely having a mare, and if we don't make the change and get somebody else in. So it's a bit of a tough situation to be in, really, to know what's best to do. But we just have to hope for the best, guys. You're going to get your wish soon. Don't worry. He's going to be sacked soon. He is going to be sacked soon, guys. He needs to win all those 3 games, and then after the international break, his job is just as in jeopardy. Even if he wins all those games, goes away for international break, and comes back, his job's just as much in jeopardy. You lose to Chelsea. Imagine Imagine losing to Chelsea in that game. We could still potentially be 11 points behind them, even if we beat Spurs and we beat City. If we lose to Chelsea and they win their games as well between now and then we literally could be 11 points behind them if we lose to them, which is this, it's ridiculous. So yeah. Conte has made it known he would be willing to take over Manchester United, but there are disagreements at the board level over potentially hiring him. There is a feeling among some high-level figures that handing the job to Conte would go against the club's cultural reboot. There you go. That is from ESPN as well. So, pretty much how I feel about it, in all honesty. I think that he is a good manager and he is proven, and he probably will get you a bit of short-term stability, especially defensively, and not shipping goals and being a much more rigid team and just being able to defend. On paper we got a good team defensively. On paper we got a brilliant team attacking wise. He could definitely stabilise us in that department, I think, because he's proven to do it. He has a certain way of playing and it's effective, and we've seen it for Inter, we've seen it for for Chelsea, of course, when he was in the Prem. But it's not what I want. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. He's not my Man United manager. I'm going to be honest with you. If they appoint him, I'm not feeling it. Of course, I guess he could win me over, and if he doesn't have to play defensive football, I suppose. I guess he hasn't always played the back system 3-4-3, the 3-5-2. I guess he hasn't always done that. Sometimes he's played the 4-3-3. Sometimes, so it's just not the right fit for Manchester United, in my opinion. But we have some info here from another source that Zinedine Zidane is not interested in managing Manchester United. And should United move on from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Zidane is not in a rush to return to managing and is waiting for the right opportunity to emerge. So that's increased and further fueled the fire that Antonio Conte is to be the one. He's definitely the most likely to be appointed. This is also from ESPN. Mauricio Pochettino, Thomas Tuchel and Julian Nagelsmann, who were apparently the top three candidates in 2018, are all now settled in jobs. Pochettino especially retains support within the Man United hierarchy, but is unlikely to be a straightforward appointment if Solskjaer leaves. So ESPN reporting that, Mauricio Pochettino is still maybe a consideration or a possibility for the future. And he's another guy that I just don't really want. I want somebody who's more proven to take you to the titles and take you to the trophies. It feels like we're just going to get an Argentinian Ole Gunnar Solskjaer if we go and get fucking Pochettino to a degree. I mean, his team played nice fucking football at Spurs, to be fair, though. And, he did a great job with Southampton building them up. He did a great job with Spurs building them up. But he still never won jack all with them. But a Champions League final for Spurs, it's probably as good as a trophy, to be fair. So, he did a good job there. He just went to pot at the end. I just don't think he's the one. If you're going to get somebody to replace now and you're trying to get success, he's not exactly a proven winner. And even if he does win Mickey Mouse shite in the league, in the French league, it doesn't impress me at all. So there you go, though. But yeah, that's why we're still sticking with Solskjaer for a little while, because one of these candidates that we've discussed is not really available. Right, few updates from another journo here. Mr. Laurie Whitwell, the sense that Solskjaer is not man to lead Man United on has taken hold for a section of his squad over the past month. They admire his manner, commitment and public protection, but doubts are growing about his sophistication. Some would be open to a change. So there's a feeling of discontent coming from certain parts of the dressing room. So that's what is understandable right now. I don't know if you saw, there's a little interview with Luke Shaw after the game. I think it's for RTE television after the Liverpool game. And somebody asked him, the goals that you concede in the space and all that, is that, the problem with defending organisationally, is that down, and the performance, is that down to the manager? And Luke Shaw literally paused for what seemed like a year, and then said, no, it's down to us. We're not, basically. But you could almost see that he wanted to say, well, actually, it is a bit, So I kind of think that tells a story a little bit that in the sense that maybe just some of the players are feeling like the system is a bit of a problem as much as anything else, which is a big problem. And if you've got no faith in the coaching staff and you've got no faith in the ability to get the best out of the players, then it's a big problem. I said it yesterday. You might not always agree with a coach's tactics and philosophy. You might go, what, you want me to do this, boss? I'm a creative beast. You want me to stay here and mark this man or do this or whatnot, whatever it may be. And you might have a problem with it. You might think it's wrong. But if it works and you win the game, then you just get more respect and more admiration for that manager. But if you've got a doubt in a tactic and a doubt in a formation or a team or whatever it may be, or your role that you're being asked to do, and you have a bit of pushback, but you've got to do it anyway, and you do it, it doesn't work, then that's just going to make you question the manager and his tactics even more. So that is, I think, what you're seeing here a little bit. And yeah, Solskjaer's literally, he's this close from losing a dressing room. Even mature people like Cristiano Ronaldo at the top there, he's got a right to be frustrated and a right to be pissed off. He's not getting the service. He's come in big money to add to his legacy in his final couple of really good years at the top, and he's not getting the service that he needs. Okay, also some players believe that giving Eric Bailly a new contract this summer, even if it was to protect his value and then not getting him to play when Maguire is not 100%, is mismanagement. That's another thing that's come out from the dressing room apparently, but it's probably just hearsay bollocks. Jesse Lingard's absence from the squad after his contribution in key moments coming off the bench also surprised Solskjaer's squad members. So, yeah... What do you think about Jesse? I mean, Jesse, to be fair, I'm not really that bothered about Solskjaer not selecting Jesse recently. He could have given him a chance based on form. And to be fair to Jesse, recently he's looked really bang up for it based on form. So he's a better option than some of the shite that we've seen, certainly off of the bench. But he didn't really go to it. So that's not a big problem for me, though, because I don't really rate Jesse overall that much. But he could have maybe played Sancho in the last game. We haven't seen Donny at all. He could have played Eric Bailly in the last couple of games as well, certainly based on form, because Maguire, I've said it all season long, has made an error every single game this season. Every single one. So there's not a good reason not to drop Harry Maguire just because he's got an armband around him. Tell you what he needs. Rather than a fucking captain's armband, he needs an inflatable swimming armband for kids. That's what he needs. He should get a fucking one of those guys and a helmet on, mate. Yes, that's what he needs. He needs the armbands, the inflatable armbands, and then it'll stop him from drowning, maybe. That's the only armband he's actually capable of wearing and living up to the pressure of. Right, okay, so that's the latest pretty much, guys, in terms of little tidbits and stuff about United. It's all up in the air. We know that a lot of you guys want Ollie out. I want him out soon if he fails to turn us around in the next 3 games. Honestly, feel the same as you. Like, that's it. United, it's unacceptable for us to be in that position. I just think that based on the last 2 years and having finished the second and everything that he's done and the squad that he's built and the players he got rid of and what he's done in the last couple of seasons, does deserve that Spurs game. He does deserve the Spurs game. So we'll see what he can do against Spurs. We need a change. We need a philosophy change. We need a stylistic change, tactical change, personnel change. He needs to change. That is the key word for today. And unfortunately, if he doesn't do that, even if we win the game, a lot of people are not going to care because it's going to be more of the same shit. Imagine if he just lines up with the 4-2-3-1 with Fred and those guys and we play the same Drew way, but we just snatch a win. That's not good enough for me. We need to actually show a complete new way of playing this week. This week we need to work on stuff, and he needs to come out all guns blazing and prove to everybody, that he's not just quite finished yet. And then he'll be finished in the City game. That's the most likely outcome, but you know what I mean. So, right, I'm going to get into the live chat now, lads and lasses. Oh, by the way, a bit of sad news as well. So Walter Smith has passed away. Sir Alex Ferguson leading tributes. 73 years of age, Scottish ex-player and coach and manager. So it's sad news, guys. 73 years of age, Walter Smith. He was at Man United for a little bit, and we work alongside Fergie before getting the Scotland job. So let's just get some love hearts in the live chat and some rest in pieces for Walter Smith. Sad news when anybody goes, and 73. You want a bit longer, wouldn't you? So Walter Smith, I'm sorry, it's sad news about that. Man United released a statement saying everyone at Manchester United is deeply saddened to hear of the passing of Walter Smith. Our thoughts and prayers are with Walter's friends and family at this extremely difficult time. So yeah, get those love hearts in the chat, everybody. And sorry to hear about the sad passing of Walter Smith, everybody. Rest in peace. Thank you, everyone who's joining us today, by the way. So, okay, I'm going to get into the live chat now, guys. Thank you, everyone who's joined us. Just to let you know, the main story of the day, if you're just getting in it, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is expected to remain in charge of Manchester United, despite, of course, the massive drubbing we got up against Liverpool there in the recent shit form. He's expected to stay in charge for at least the Spurs game and possibly until even the international break, where United will probably make the changes. Right then, I am going to get into the live chat. Everybody smash the like button if you're just joining. Let's see if we can get this stream to 200 likes. There's over 200 of you legends in here right now. Smash the subscribe button if you're new and it's your first time in here. If you've never got involved with a stream before, you can do in the chat. You just need to be subbed for 1 minute. Also, just get involved. Now is the time. We're going to get deep into the comments section. So have your say and get involved. Right then. So, thank you. Thank you everyone for the love hearts and rest in peace in the live chat. Thanks for all the mods, Aaron, Mikayu, Eddie O2, and everybody else that's in here. Thank you guys. I missed a super chat. Did I miss? Oh, sorry about that, guys. Let me go and have a look and see what we got here. Oh shit, Michael. Sorry, bud. I'm so sorry, Michael. Michael says it doesn't matter if we win all three. We lost 5-0 to Liverpool and have 1 point out of 12. Out of 12. He should have been sacked last week. We are Man United for fuck's sake. Fair play to you, Michael Pascalis. Love that passion, mate. And I do agree with you to a degree. And I still think there's a good chance that he would get sacked. You know, but I don't think they would sack him if he won all three. I just don't think they would. They might as well sack him now then. That's the key indicator, isn't it? They wouldn't sack him if he won all three because, you know, they might as well sack him now then because that's the best he could possibly do. So just so you know though, if he does win all three, they won't sack him because otherwise they'd have done it now, blatantly. Like you say, why wait around until the international break, even if he wins all three? Like they'll definitely give him a chance, is what I'm saying, if he wins all three. So just be prepared for that. There's going to be a few United fans who are going to be wanting to see United lose, you know, in the next couple of games probably, which is shocking, to be fair, man. You got to support the club, you got to support the team, you got to want us to get the win, regardless of whether you think Ollie's right or wrong for the job right now. If he is the fucking manager, if he is fucking in here right now, support the club to get those wins. But no, fair play, Michael. So, like you say, even if we win those games, we're still going to could be 8 points behind Chelsea. But let's hope Chelsea slip up. But even if they do, we're still behind. But it could go some way to getting things back on track. But as I say, chances are then you'd come back out from the international break after that, and then you've got Chelsea, and that's a huge game. I guess if you won that one on the back of winning the 3 before the international break, if you did win the Chelsea game, then everything's back on track, truly. But the chances of Ollie winning those next 4 or 5 games like that, you know, I don't know. I think there's more chance of me being appointed the next Manchester United manager, in all honesty, just based on how we're playing and how everything's gone and the feeling behind the club and how the players seem right now and everything. It seems like he's just fighting up against an uphill battle, and it's just not going to work. I don't think he's going to get those wins. I really don't. I think we might get a win against Spurs, you know, but the City game's a horror game, man. What a horrible game to be playing right now. Fuck me. They're a bit of a machine under Pep, has to be said. And they're always difficult to play against. And right now, this United side doesn't really have any sort of identity whatsoever. The team spirit and anything, it's just not really there. So, I think we're going to really struggle in that game. I honestly do. Thank you, Eddie Otis says, Pigo in. Thank you so much. Vladimir Leaksy, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel there, Boo. I said boo. I meant to say bro. Thanks for subscribing, Boo. Oh, shit. SC for you has subscribed as well. Thank you very much, guys, for subscribing to the channel. Nice one. Believe in Ollie, says Drunk Vigo. The thing is, it's hard, you know, it's hard to believe in Ollie. The only way I could even possibly start believing in Ollie again, really, you know, and I really did believe in Ollie up until his recent stubbornness and inability to change. The only way I could really believe in him again is if he changes. Like I said, he has to change. He can't play the 4-2-3-1 with Fred and Maccas and Maguire and Lindo and these fucking shitty same tactics. If he does, I'm going to want him out, even if we win against Spurs, in all honesty, because he's fucking he's too stubborn for his own good. And that is not what we need. We need somebody who's adaptable. We need somebody who knows when something is not working and is prepared to change and knows how to change it and make a positive change and make the right change. That's more important as well. So it's no good making another shit change. Imagine if Ollie makes a change now, we change things up and it's even shit. You know, that's not the answer either. It needs to be a positive change. So he's got to make a massive change here with the selection, with the players, with the personnel, with everything, the style, the tactics. And then he needs to get it performing. And in the space of a week, it's a tough ask. I just don't see him doing it, to be fair, guys. I think he's going to be gone by the international break. Okay, Josh Lee says, Forza Conte in. What happens if we lost to crappy Spurs? He's probably going to get the sack, Josh Lee. Yeah, they'll probably sack him straight away then. Because what's the point of waiting around to the international break then? I think they're just giving him the Spurs game, in honesty. I know the Telegraph reporting that he'll get until the international break. I personally think if he loses the Spurs game, they'll swing the axe and sack him because it's just apparent that he's not the right man for the job. Then we'll be 11 points adrift and we'll be in a terrible, terrible position going into the international break as well. And going up against City beforehand as well is not a good prospect. So with that in mind, they'll sack him. He's fighting for his job every single game, needs a win. Every single game needs a win. Pochettino in says, why are you Milana? Ah, man, Pochettino. Good manager, just not a great manager in my opinion. United needs somebody with a great proven record of winning trophies. He's not your guy. Yeah, definitely Mikhail Glazer. Yeah, fuck the Glazers. Bell6991, my friend, he says, lose 3 games and next manager gets 0 wiggle room for top 4 pick. We'll need to go unbeaten to get a Champions League spot. Yeah, but also, Bell, let's be real here. Do you really think, I mean, it happens sometimes, obviously, when a new manager comes in, but do you really think a new manager coming in is just going to instantly, and it's hard to do it when you've not got training sessions and time to work on it. Do you really think it's going to change everything overnight and we're just going to instantly be better? I suppose that could happen. Look at when Solskjaer first came in after Jose Mourinho. Solskjaer got Man United playing amazing attacking football, and it was just like the shackles were released and everybody started playing amazing football again. Do you remember that? So I suppose it can happen, yeah. I suppose it can happen, but, it's not guaranteed. So, even if we do get a new manager come in, the City game, the Spurs game, these games, if we were to appoint somebody now, man, they're just as hard to win, in all honesty. So, I don't agree wholeheartedly with that, because I think that it's going to be difficult for whoever comes in with Spurs and City and Atalanta and Chelsea coming up next 4 games to be able to just get them instantly performing with a new system anyway. So, I don't know, man. I don't think it's that important. I don't think it's that important to sack him now or sack him after the Spurs game. I say, or the City game, or just before the international break. Any time before the international break, it makes no never mind. It's like he's probably going to get sacked after the game before the international break. That's probably what's going to happen. But it's just, who knows? I don't have a crystal ball. 007 says, while all teams in soccer around world chase trophies, Arsenal and Arsenal fan chase Manchester United, says 007. I like it. Yeah, giving it the big one now, aren't they? They're on the same points as us. AJ for the win says, Ollie out. Fair play to you, man. Ashley Jenkins says, Tuchel did it with Chelsea. Yeah, absolutely. You see it quite often. Not all the time, but it does happen. Yeah, I'm not denying it. I saw it with my own eyes when Solskjaer came into the club, as I say. Our current manager, when he came in, after Mourinho, he completely I think we went 10 games. Did we win 10 games? We had a really great run anyway when he first came in. Mikhail Kramer says, not an easy one, not an easy first 3 games for any manager in any team, says Mikhail Kramer. That's the point I was making, yes. The first few games are so hard that because of who's coming in and the fact that it's going to be a disorganized thing, really, because what can you really say other than, if you just come in and you've got a couple of days, it's not much you can work on and much you can get over. So because of that reason, I think the international break probably would be the best time to make the change of the chop anyway. Stefan Harrington says, not winning 3 in a row since that time isn't good enough. Not sure what that's in regards to, but yes, if we don't win the next 3, it's not good enough, is it? Colin Grease says, do you still want Ollie in? I mean, I only want Ollie in if he wins the next 3 games. Right now, I think he deserves the Spurs game. So in a yes or no answer, I guess my answer would be yes. Only if he wins the Spurs game. No. If he wins the Spurs game, then he would get the City game. I've said it many times, to be fair. I've said it many times, Colin. I know you get in late. I've said this many times today. I think Solskjaer deserves the Spurs game, and he deserves the opportunity for that. And if he gets the win, he deserves the City game. And if he gets the win, he deserves the Atalanta game. Atalanta's in between those two, isn't it? You know what I mean? But he needs the Spurs game. If he changes and adapts and wins the game well, he deserves the City game. If he loses the Spurs game and doesn't change and doesn't adapt, or even if he does change and does adapt, but we don't get the win and it's not an effective performance, it's not good enough, then he should be sacked. That's where I'm at, dude. That's where I'm at. Because you cannot be United 11 points of drift with the squad that we've got, capable of doing much, much better. It's garbage. So that's where I'm at now. First Class Gamer, thank you very, very much for the member highlighted comment, dude. He's been a member for 15 months. My man, get in there. By the way, guys, if you're a member on this channel, I don't know if you know, there's a new highlighted member comment feature. It's free to do as long as you're a member. You get 1 a month. And that's First Class Gamer is just exercised there. Thank you very much, dude, for being a member for 15 months, man, and supporting this channel. You're amazing, dude. I appreciate you. He says, Ollie sacking before Arteta. It's a new low for United. Wow, okay, fair enough. So he's an Arsenal fan, by the way. First Class Gamer, mate. Wow. Man, that has posed a whole bunch of questions, mate. You're an Arsenal fan, obviously. So Ollie sacking before Arteta. It's a new low for United. Well, I mean, I can't deny that previously I thought Arteta should have and could have and would have been sacked by Arsenal, like the start of the season this year, earlier on after the finishing 8th and everything. I mean, you've made a good point, though. Arteta's had a similar amount of time. Arteta's had a lot of money recently as well. And last summer they did buy a couple of good players and spend decent money. How much was Partey? Like 40 odd million or something, you know? And and Pepe and people like that previously. And then this year they spent 150 million. Arteta is currently in 9th place with Arsenal after a bad start to the season. They have turned it around, and the argument is they've got more of a style about them than Manchester United, which I would have to agree with at this moment in time, based on form and how they're doing and how they're looking and how disjointed Man United are. But you've posed an interesting point, mate. Like, really, there's managers there that are also, you know, that are also doing similarly to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and yet their jobs seem to be safe. So it is quite a reaction to the fan base and stuff as well. But a lot of it is justified. You also, what you have to remember, though, first-class gamer, and I'm going to tell you this now, and don't take offence to this first-class gamer, but Man United is a much bigger and better club than Arsenal, and we should have higher ambitions than Arsenal. And so it's unfair also, in a way, to measure the managerial security and the managerial objectives of Arsenal to Manchester United. I'm just going to be honest with that, because Manchester United's objective this season should be to challenge for first place, and it should be to challenge for the Champions League and the FA Cup. Those are our actual objectives. Arsenal's objective this season under Arteta, even after spending 150 million, if you ask me, should be to finish 5th. That's the difference. That would be a good season for Arteta and Arsenal if they finished 5th. So that is the difference, unfortunately. That's probably why he's still got his job and nobody's going on about it, and why Solskjaer's close to the sack. So I've answered my own question there, and I've answered yours too. It wasn't a question, but you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's probably got a lot to do with it, mate, because Man United's objective is 1st, Arteta's objective is 5th. Honestly. How could anybody expect Arsenal, even after spending 150 million, after finishing 8th, to really, really penetrate into the top few with City and Liverpool and Chelsea and United? How could anybody really expect them to do it? So I do think that our ambition's slightly higher, but you've got a fair point though. And actually, if you look at the other, it's a great point you made. If you look at the other, the league table and some of the other managers, as we've discussed, that have, where is it? That at this moment in time are not doing that great either. Brendan Rodgers, his job's safe as a Houses. I know Leicester is a different type of club. They're not as big as Man United. You know, their objective is really just to get into the top 4 if they possibly can. It's not like really to win the league, even though they've done that recent years. Whereas, you know, so again, it's a bit different, but still, you know, they're below us. They finished below Ollie the last 2 seasons. They did, in my opinion, have just as good a squad at the start of that time when Ollie first came here as well, because Ollie had a lot of shit and he had to clear out, and he did well finishing 3rd that first season. And, but his job's safe as damn Houses, and he's 9th at the moment on the same points as Ollie. I'm not saying we should be fucking comparing ourselves to Leicester. That's wrong. We haven't fallen down to that just yet. That's the difference, though. We want to be at the top tier of this discussion, and we're not right now. We're in a discussion with freaking shitty Tottenham and shitty Arsenal and Everton and Leicester. That's where we're in. We're in that cluster in the league, and it's no good. We have to be in the cluster in the league at the top with the likes of Chelsea, Liverpool and City. I've said this many times, Alex Ferguson couldn't win the Premier League every single year. He did it an amazing amount of times, but he couldn't win it every year because it's always difficult. There's always good other teams progressing and buying new players and changing and adapting and trying to come for the title. And some years, they're just going to be that little bit better over the course of a 38-game season. The key is to be competitive, to be up there. And if you look at Alex Ferguson's record after he'd actually won that title, obviously the first couple of seasons when he's building, like one season he finished 11th. But if you look at after he's actually won the first title, his record is remarkable, because if he's not winning it, he's 2nd or he's 3rd. Like it was that consistent of a title challenge. That's what United should be doing. You can't win it every single season. Anybody that wants to win it every single season, it's not going to happen. But you should be in the conversation. You should be in the mix. You should be challenging for the title every year if you're Man United. So yeah, look, if Ollie doesn't win against Spurs, get him out. If he doesn't win against City, get him out. We should be doing better. We need to expect better from Man United, to be honest. We need to be challenging. We don't want to have the ambition of Arsenal. We want to have the ambition of Man United. Okay, so yeah, there you go. That's my humble opinion. Thank you, First Class Gamer. Great comment, by the way, and thank you for being a member for all that time, you legend. I appreciate you. Miss Gucci comments, Ceramics at the training ground, apparently. Unless he's coming back to coach, then what's the point? A rousing speech to get behind Ollie, but as soon as he leaves, the circus will start up against us, Miss Gucci. I mean, who knows? Who knows about that one? Who knows? Maybe he's going for a... I guess it's going to be, you know, yeah, a rousing speech, pep talk, maybe a chat with Ollie and the lads. Maybe he's going to go say hello to Jane, the tea lady. You know, who knows, Miss Gucci? But I don't know. Let's just hope. Come on, guys. Let's just hope we beat Spurs. I mean, come on. Let's just hope we beat Spurs. Surely you all want us to beat Spurs, right? Now, some of you will probably want us to lose so he gets sacked. Honestly, that's how I feel. I can't get with that. I can't fox with that, guys. I don't get that. Even if Jose or Louis was still here, I want us, you know, and I really didn't like them towards the end. I still want us to win the fucking game. So, you know, I don't even want to see any of that. We're just delaying the inevitable, says Farhan. What's the point? The season is still salvageable. Get him out, says Farhan. Yeah, they'll make the change soon, Farhan. Listen, if he doesn't win the next 3, he'll get sacked. Don't worry, Farhan. He's going at the start of the international break if he doesn't win all 3 games. Trust me. You know, that's blatantly what's going to happen. I mean, it's not definitely going to happen, but it seems like it's what's going to happen, mate. So don't worry about it, Farhan. The point is delaying the inevitable. As I've said, the games we have coming in right now, you know, they're not the ideal games. Think about this point as well. The 4 or 5 games we've got coming up next, they're Atalanta, they're Tottenham, Man City, Watford and Chelsea, I believe, are our next 5. It's not the ideal games for a new manager to come into either to start and hit the ground running. It's always going to be difficult for them to adapt and change and get a team overnight to play better, right? And then you've got those fixtures to contend with. That could really start the career off on a negative, bad note, couldn't it? Couldn't it? Just let's use our brains a little bit here. Do you want somebody to come in and lose the first 3 games? Do you? Or do you want Solskjaer to be the fall guy for those 3 games? And then he goes at the start of the international break, and then the new guy comes in to come back and beat Watford and take the glory. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just use our brains a little bit here. There's more than meets the eye behind this. They're waiting. They're biding their time. It doesn't mean his job's safe. He will get the sack. That is what's probably going to happen. That is what's probably going to happen. So I do believe that, you know, but wait, just wait and see what happens. The only way he can't get sacked is if he wins those 3 games. An elite club doesn't go more than 10 years without winning the league, says Arsenal for life. That's true. You just done yourself there, Arsenal for life, mate. Tim Sherritt says, really? So why do you think Arsenal is a big club then? Who thinks Arsenal's a big club? No, historically, Arsenal are a big club. They're the 3rd biggest in this country. Of course they are, historically. But historically is just historically. Just like historically, Man United is the most winningest team in Premier League history. Historically, we are. But right now, we're shit. Right now, Arsenal are shit, you know, compared to what they were a while ago. So history only counts for, you know, for the past, in all honesty. I mean, it does mean a lot, but it doesn't mean that you're good now. SC4U, what's going on? Thank you for being a new subscriber to the channel, man. Mikhail says, cancel fireworks night. Let's put them all up our players' asses now instead, says Mikhail Kramer. Man, they do need a rocket up their bum, don't they? Guys, we're only 20 likes away from 200 likes, I think. So everybody smash the thumbs up button if you're just joining us and getting in here. If you haven't hit the like, it's free to do. It helps us on YouTube and helps us to compete with some of the clickbait, misleading melt bags, and also some of the corporations, etc. So if you like this channel, if you like getting your news this way, show your support with a free cheeky little like. Nice one. Also hit that subscribe button if it's your first time here and get yourself involved. We do these regularly, pretty much every single day. In fact, we do. So get involved. Yeah, Arsenal haven't been an elite club since 2003, says First Class Gamer. Ooh, it's been a while. It has been a while. 2003-4, yeah. Bernard, Squad Battle Edition. Why don't we all just rebrand, all go and support Leicester? Anyone come in? Bernard, what you on? What you on, mate? Would I be down with Conte being our next manager, said Farhan? No, I wouldn't, mate. I don't want Conte. Yeah, he won a couple of things at Chelsea. Yeah, he's won at Inter recently. He's a little Dracula Meltesque wannabe, mate. I don't want him to be my United manager. I don't like his personality. I don't like his haircut. I don't like his height and his fucking Napoleon complex. I don't like the fact he's a Jose Mourinho twatbag Part 2. And I don't like the fact that it's just a short-term fix. No, I don't like Antonio Conte as Man United manager, to be fair. But there you go. Yes, I do think changing the captaincy would give us massive benefits, Colin Grieg. I actually think Maguire needs a break, needs to be dropped because he's been poor. And then I think it would benefit him to not have the captaincy because he can't live up to the pressure of the armband. He's great for England. Look at how good he is for England at the last 2 major tournaments. No armband there, but bossing it, doing a great job. I think there's something about the pressure of representing Man United with all that cauldron of Old Trafford working on and all the millions around the world and just the expectation and the pressure and, the backlash on social media and all of that goes with it these days, that if you make an error, what's going to happen. I think because he's the captain, there's an extra pressure on him, an extra emphasis for him to perform, and it makes him go all cack-handed or cack-footed, as we should say, because he just seems to put in poor performances, make silly errors, and we know he's a better player than that. So I think it's the pressure of the armband getting to him. I say take him off of him and you might see a better Maguire. And then I think the team would benefit by being led by somebody who's a better leader, such as Ronaldo or Bruno or something like that. And we just benefit all round. So yes, in my humble opinion, Ronaldo should be captain. If not Ronaldo, Bruno, but one of those Portuguese magnific duo dudes. And if not, then, I just personally think Maguire shouldn't have been made the captain to begin with. But there you go. Put Ronaldo as captain, says Colin. Yeah, I agree. Warnock in, says Bell 6891. Like and subscribe, says Berber. Thank you, Berber. Mike London's in here, not even a Cockney Red, an Eton Red. An Eton Red? Piss off, mate. What are you talking about? I'm fucking working from a working class background, Mike. What do you think? I'm some toffee nose Eton fucking Boris Johnson twat. Get out. And by the way, if that's your background, you didn't choose it, Mike London. If that is your background and you went to Eton and all that, you just got a lucky roll of the dice, I guess. You didn't choose it. Let's not be so judgmental, eh, Mike? Eddie Howe should get the job, says First Class Gamer. Eddie Howe should get the job. He got sacked from Bournemouth, though, didn't he, mate? Did he or did he resign? No, did he get sacked? I can't remember now. No, did he leave? I can't quite remember now, but they got relegated. Anyway, he had a great spell in the league for five years, kept them up, exceeded all expectations. Bournemouth's a tiny football team, man. Like, they got a stadium that's 12,000 seats. It's a tiny, tiny football team. The fact that he kept them in the Premier all that time speaks volumes for his management. And he did a good job with Burnley before that too, and sort of put them on their way to getting back in the Prem and all that sort of stuff, in my humble opinion, as well. So he did a decent sort of he's had a good career. But problem is, you can't go from getting relegated with Bournemouth and then going to be Man United manager when you're Eddie Howe, and the job is too big. The job's too big. There needs to be a club in the middle. He needs to go and manage an Everton or a Spurs or a West Ham. That sort of a sized club, and do well with them, and maybe get up there, do something impressive, and then and then maybe he could be in consideration for a job like Man United. But he can't go from Bournemouth to United. It's too much of a jump in status and profile. It's like, think about it. Think about his Bournemouth teams in the Premier. Half of his side, to be fair to Eddie, he kept a bloody championship side in the Premier League all that time. Half his team, championship players, really. It's a one thing to coach that style of play and be able to find that sort of a gem in that, that standard of football. It is to go and be a big name. And can you imagine Eddie Howe telling Cristiano Ronaldo what to do? I've seen Eddie Howe play before. And, he's a decent player, but he's like League One standard or whatever, yeah? League One, he's going to be telling Ronaldo what, you know what I mean? It's like there's you've got to have a certain level of rep and, a certain level of understanding of the top elite game as well, in my humble opinion. But he's a good manager, though. I like him a lot. I'd say he should be the next fucking England manager, even though I've just gone against myself. The reason for that is because he's good at sort of, getting a good team style, playing good, and finding gems and getting the best out of players. That's what I think is why he'd be good for that sort of job, but not for United, I don't think. Bernard Squadbar says Ollie actually got relegated with Cardiff Pig. I know. Ollie to Newcastle confirmed. Here we go, says our Kings. They must want 11 Hag next season. 10 11 Hag. And I see what you did there, CCR. Been a long time since you impersonated Zlatan, Don. Show Zlatan.
My name is Zlatan, and I am lion. Zlatan does not recover like normal human being. Zlatan is lion, my friend.
Thank you for the super chat here, First Class Gamer Man. He says, hold on. Bit hypocritical. Ollie came from Cardiff, a small club, and relegated too. Yeah, but it's not, because he was part of the coaching staff at Manchester United for a number of years, and he was also a club legend at this club for a number of years. Eddie Howe, not so much, First Class Gamer. You know, why did Eddie Howe get the Bournemouth job initially? Why? Shall I tell you? Because he was a club legend at Bournemouth for a few years, because he was a coach for Bournemouth at a few years. That's how it goes, bud. You know, Solskjaer has the connection and the link. Eddie Howe, he don't have the connection and the link. Maybe that part of it, though, you're right about. But, you know, he did get relegated, so did, you know, but there is a connection. The reason Ollie got the job to begin with is not because he got relegated with Cardiff. It's because of what his links were and his history and past were with United. Rightly or wrongly, that is the truth of it. Thank you for the $8.99 super chat, my man. Mike Brits, thank you for subscribing, Mike Brits. I appreciate you, dude. Get in there. Matt Phipps, he comments and says, Man U board is incompetent. Man U facing not even making top 4 on current form. Yeah, oh, definitely our form is garbage, mate. Yeah, oh, man. But listen, the key points here. Think about this, guys. Just think about this. I'll say it one more time for anybody who didn't hear me. Do you want your new manager to come in and have City, Chelsea, Atalanta, Spurs, you know, those are all tough games when you first come in and the team's in a disarray. You need time to make things change. You need time to think over. It's not a good start for a manager to come in with those fixtures, I think. And I think I'm not saying that that's the only reason. No, of course not. But it would be better for Ollie to be in charge for those games in the hope that he gets the results, and then you sack him off anyway and get somebody after the international break when we come back, because it's just more likely that they'll hit the ground running at Manchester United. So I think that's another factor why they've kept with him just for a little while. They probably will sack him before the international break, but they just kept with him just for a little while here. It's because they don't want the new man to come in and lose the first fucking 4 games in a row. You know what I'm saying? So there's more behind the scenes going on here. Poisonous Nut says the form is nothing to do with the board or Ollie. These shite players need to go. Fair play to your Poisonous Nut. The players defo not good enough. Pogba, you're a calamity. Maguire, you're an absolute joke. Luke Shaw, hang your head in shame for your performances for us half the season so far. You know, and the list goes on. The list goes on. There's definitely not good enough players in this team who don't fight hard enough for the club. That's also true. But it is the manager's job to get these players to perform. And it's also the manager that selects these guys. Like I've just slagged off Maguire and Pogba and, you know, Luke Shaw and whoever. Solskjaer's the man. He's the manager. He can manage the team. He's allowed to select whoever he wants. He doesn't have to select these shite bags. So it's his fault, and it's down to him, the system that he's playing and the selection that he's making. Ultimately, that's the truth. He doesn't have to select Maguire. Max Tiger, he says, I've started using a website you use for streaming. Cheers, bro. Love the content. Oh, that's awesome, Max Tiger. Brilliant stuff. That OBS Live thing, yeah, or Stream Elements. Excellent, man. Mamasini with a €5 super chat. He says, hey, sorry, Pig, for my comment yesterday. Just trolling a bit for giggles. I apologise. And you once asked, and the answer is, I'm a he. Cheers. Mamasini, nice one, mate. Nice one, matey. I don't remember, Mamasini. What did you say, mate? Did I respond not good to it? Listen, I can't remember yesterday, mate. It's all a blur. There was hundreds of people in here. It was just a crazy, you know, craziness in the live chat yesterday. So don't feel, no worries at all. No worries at all, Mamasino. I literally cannot remember what you said now, bud. Literally hundreds of comments a day are fired at me. Frozen Over, thank you so much, Frozen Over, for subscribing to the channel. Oh no, sorry. He's been timed out for spamming. Not subscribing to the channel. Anyway, right. John Priest, Ollie is the man with big boys in the changing room, says John Priest. Pig has a point. We have more chances of picking up points with Ollie. Pep would love us to face us using a new coach. Precisely, yeah. New coach, new style. Yeah, you might get lucky and they might hit the ground running and just go out there and do. Remember how Solskjaer got the boys to react after Jose was sacked? You remember how Tuchel obviously did with Chelsea, etc. It can happen. You do often get a boost with a team, especially if the team is not happy with their manager. Do you remember Chelsea? Remember when Jose Mourinho went back to Chelsea the second time and he got sacked? And the team was shit. Oh my God, they were so bad. Eden Hazard taking the piss, looking like a monastery worker out there. As soon as Jose was sacked, the new man's come in And the team's just like, oh, now we're actually going to try. And now we're running, and now we're just going to win and back to team 4-0 again because we're good. I don't necessarily think that's what's happening here, though. I don't feel like Solskjaer's lost the dressing room to the point where Jose had with that Chelsea side, though. So I still think it's a bit difficult for somebody to come in and get us to win all those games. There you go. Daniel Lee's not all fault players not playing well enough. Question my love for Man United. Oh, okay, Mamasini, right, I see. Oh, no worries. Griffith just says, unpopular opinion, given the opportunity, I wouldn't want Sir Alex Ferguson back at United. Past should be left in the past. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that either. It would be horrible to the man. He's got such a great legacy. Not that it would tarnish it, even if he came in and, it didn't work out. It's not exactly going to tarnish it, but he's older now. He's had some health concerns recently. He doesn't need to be coming out and managing this United side right now, trying to get us back to where we are. No, I don't believe so. Stefan, Jose's day is done. I'm agreed with that. Hey, thank you, Eddie O2, for getting in here, you legend. He says, bye, guys. Got to resume my design work project for a client, guys. Take care, Eddie O2. Have a great day, boss. We're pretty much wrapping this up now anyway. But I just want to say to everybody who's in here, thank you so much for stopping by and getting in. I will leave it there then because we've gone and discussed this at length. But if you're just wondering what the news is, pretty much Jose Mourinho is... sorry, not Jose Mourinho. I've got Jose and Solskjaer mixed up in my head now. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is still going to be Manchester United manager for the Spurs game, it seems. Telegraph reporting he'll be given a few more games. Various different outlets reporting that he'll probably get to the international break. The only way he will keep the job beyond the start of the international break, though, is if he wins all 3 games against Spurs, City and Atalanta, which he's probably not going to do because it's a ridiculously tough ask. It would take a miracle right now based on the form. So he's probably going to get sacked, guys, at the start of the international break. That is the latest news. But as for now, he is in charge until we maybe go and get somebody over the international break to cover to replace him. That's the latest news with Manchester United, guys. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Do hit the like before you go. Smash a thumbs up for show your support. Smash a subscribe if it's your first time here. We'll be back on later with a FIFA career mode episode and also any more Manchester United news if there is anything breaking. So keep a lookout on the channel. Click the little bell icon so you get notified when we post and go live, etc. Just going to give a shout out to every one of you legends in here at the end who's commented. And if I didn't read your comment out today, sorry, guys. There's a lot of people commenting these days. Come back after the video's finished and get your thoughts and opinions in the not live comment section, and I'll get involved with that, and we can keep the debate going there as well. Thank you, Stefan. It's great chat. Enjoyed it. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, Aaron Homeyard. Thank you, Ollie, Robert Bell, I should say. Colin Grieg, AD Taiwo, 007, Bernard Squad Battles, Niraj Chor, Tekken Fan 1997. Yes, there is Tekken Fan FIFA stream later on tonight. Absolutely keep your eyes peeled for that. R King, Stefan, Miss Gucci, Bernard, Miz, Ellie, and Poison the Star. Ellie, great to see you at the end of you legends. She says, yo, you schlags and schlaggers. We're literally just finishing, Ellie, but great to see you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for getting in there. Say hello. Everyone, stick your favorite Bacon Brigade emoji in there to end and celebrate this freaking awesome community. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll bring you the latest Man United news as and when it comes, and we'll have FIFA later also, so keep a lookout for that. This is The Pig. Catch you on the next one. Cheers for watching. Follow us on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And also the website is unitedflyinghigh.com. Go and check out that for your Manchester United news. There's a new article on there today from Griffo about the situation with Manchester United and Ollie right now. So go and check it out. Thank you so much, everyone who's watched. That's it from me. Stay classy. Have a nice day. For now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer hanging on to his job by the skin of his ball bag right now, guys. But make no mistake, unless he performs a miracle and wins the next 3, he'll probably be sacked before the international break. Have a good day, guys. Bye. This is The Pig. I'm out of here. Take it easy. And come on, United. Sort your freaking lives out now.